afternoon. I'll just wait for some of you to come on. Just get everything ready. Where are we? Just trying to see if we're live. It says we're live. Ooh. I was going to move that, but actually I won't. Oh, we got. Give me a thumbs up if you can see and hear me okay. That would be great. Oh, that's lovely. Right, I know a lot of, I've had a couple of messages. So lovely, Kim's here from Pink Frog Crafts, which is great because today we are going to be using the Pink Frog 12x12 cardstock. So lovely to have Kim in the house. So yes, we're going to be using the 12x12 cardstock today. I'm going to go in with the ivory. So I don't see all the comments come up. So just bear with. Let's switch over to the YouTube channel. First time I've done a live, so this is all new to me. So let's see if it's coming up on here. Is it coming up as live? This is the question. I'm not getting it coming up on here. But we'll just carry on because there's a few of you in now. So I'll tell you what, let's go back to normal YouTube and see if it's coming up on there. Right, hubby's in the other room, so I'm not sure if he can see anything. But if you're commenting, if you've got thumbs up, you must be seeing. So that's good. Oh, hang on, it's coming through now. It's coming through. It's all the delay. This is the trouble with social media. I'm on my phone so you can watch, and I've got my iPad here, and it's only just caught up. So that's 2 minutes 40 seconds to catch up. But we're here. We're here. We're live. So I can see a few comments now. So Yvonne's in the house. We've got Pink Frog Crafts in the house. And as I said, yes, Pink Frog 12x12 cardstock we are going to be using today. So let me pop that to one side because I don't need that. And let me bring that out here. So yes, 12 years I've been on YouTube. So I thought because I often do Facebook Lives, as you know. So, and I do Facebook Lives for Pink Frog Crafts and cards as well. But I thought, let's try doing some YouTube Lives. So I'm going to start doing some Craft With Me Lives. So it means that you can craft with me in real time. So it's going to be a variation of things. So like today, we're actually going to make a whole project. Another time it could be a technique. Another time it could be scrapbooking. You know, so I would love to hear your feedback as to things that you would like to see as well, because it's all important to what you want to see. So this is the little beauty that I made on my first ever video that I put on YouTube. So it was a little wallet style brag book, and it all opens up. And I made this 12 years ago, and I was so excited. I put a little video on YouTube, and straight away the lovely Maria got in touch with me and said, could I do a video tutorial? See, it just goes on and on. So this is the actual one I made. This is the actual one I made. See, I'll keep them all. So this is the actual one I made. So I thought it's only fitting, being my first YouTube live, that we're going to recreate that. So I'm going to recreate it this time using the Pink Frog card. I'm using the 12x12 ivory cardstock today from Pink Frog. So it has held up well. You're absolutely right, Pink Frog. But this was with it. cardstock of its time that wasn't as sturdy as your Pink Frog card. So this one is going to stand up even better, because obviously Pink Frog card, as you know, will stand the test of time. So I think without further ado, I'm going to bring you down onto the craft desk so you can start crafting with me. Now, hopefully you've used the link that I shared on social media and you printed off your PDF of tools, supplies, and your cutting and scoring guide. So you've got that. So I know I did say cut your patterned papers ahead of time, which I've done. So I just thought it would help, and it means we can get this little project made in an hour. Okay, that is the idea. So any other questions? So Yvonne loves Pink Frog card. I'm not surprised. It is fabulous. It is fabulous cardstock. So I think without further ado, I'm going to bring you down to the table so you can see exactly what is going on. So let me just put you up here in the holder. There we go. I think that is, to me, that looks absolutely perfect. So I think we're just in the right spot. So that's no problem at all. You can see all what is going on. So yes, this is the little one we're going to make today. I've used a magnet closure. Now, when I did the original years ago, didn't put any magnets, ribbon or anything. The cardstock is lighter weight, but it's just held close. But I felt this time it needed a magnet or two magnets. So I did put that on your details there. The only thing I forgot to put on your list of tools was a corner rounder. But not a problem. You've got time to go and grab a quick corner rounder if you haven't already. I'm just going to empty mine out. So I've got my paper trimmer. I've got my inches scoreboard. So I've got that here ready as well. I've got my wet glue. And yes, I'm using my Pink Frog EVA glue because it's acid and lignin free. I mean, way back when I started doing this, you know, we didn't even talk about acid and lignin free. So acid and lignin free, pair of scissors, my bone folder, my tool to do my scoring. The thing that I forgot to tell you about was the corner rounder. And I'm just going to get myself some magnets out of here that have all stuck to everything, because I've got some magnets ready as well. So I think we're ready to make a start. So let's put the pesky magnets to one side because they just play about. So let's move all this out the way so we can make a start. So we're going to start off with one sheet of your 12 by 12. So you've got your instructions there already. So I'm going to take one sheet of this, and we're not going to do any cutting to start with. So we're going to start scoring, then we're going to snip with the scissors. So not a problem. Hello, Karen. Karen's in the house as well, which is great. I know lots of people are going to watch this later, so it's not a problem at all. So I think I can get that all in there. So we're going to start off. We've got our 12 by 12 cardstock on here. Now, if you can't get a hold of Pink Frog card, I would recommend going for a 250 GSM to 300 GSM. I wouldn't go any higher. And really, if you go any lower, a bit like the original one I made, it's not as sturdy. So that's the size weight I would go for. So on the first sheet, you're going to score at 2 1/4 inches and 2 1/2 inches, and then 9 1/2 inches and 9 3/4 inches. You're then going to do a quarter turn, and this time you're going to score at 3 3/4 inches and 4 inches, and then 8 inches and 8¼ inches. Okay, so that is our first one that you're going to do. Now I could get you to cut first and then score, but I'm going to do the burnishing first. Oh yes, we've got to have burnishing, because then you can see where we're snipping away. So just carefully burnish all your score lines. Now these 1/4 inch ones, what I like to do is just, can you see what I'm doing? I'm just sort of nurturing the card, because this card is very sturdy, as you know. So I'm just nurturing it with my hand first, because then if I go this side, because I'm right-handed, you can then push it over to do the burnish. So just take your time, just nurture that card across, and then I'm taking my scoreboard from the middle out, my bone folder, and then you've got that lovely gusset going on. So you're going to do that on all 4 of the sides you've got. So just take your time. I'm doing this in real time with you. I've blocked out my window from the sun, because the sun is streaming through my craft room window and it's still coming. So I have got some new curtains I'm going to put up that are going to let the light through, but it's not going to stream through on my desk. So I'll need to get those fitted definitely now the summer is here. So that's 2 of them done. So you can see you've got the 2 sides there. Now the next 2. So I know some of you will be crafting along with me. Some of you may choose to watch first and then watch it back and craft, which is not a problem at all. That's the great thing about doing it on YouTube. It means that you can watch it back as many times as you wish. And I know this project is still very popular, because the original one I filmed has 52,000 views on it. So I know it's a project that a lot of you still come back to time and again, which is good. Pink Frog, what colour 12 by 12? I'm using the ivory here, but you could use any colour 12 by 12. Oh, Karen's crafting along with me. That is fabulous, Karen. And please, if you have been crafting along with me, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see now that I do a Facebook group called Makes with Dawn's Inspiration. So please do share your makes that you've made with me, because I love to see them and other people love to see them as well. And it's a way that you can share them, because in the past people have tried sending me images and pictures and little comments, and I can't always put them on my Dawn's Inspirations page. So I thought by starting up my own group, it would mean people have got a place to share their makes. So you've now got your card looking like that. So you've got 4 channels with your 1/4 inch gussets. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors and do a bit of snipping. And we're going to snip away the 4 sides. But you're going to do it, so say this is your middle panel. You're going to cut, that's my score line. I'm cutting on this side of my score line. So just cut in there. And then I'm going to do a 1/4 turn. And again, this is the main bit, so I'm cutting this side of the score line. I'll cut this one out, because you're going to do exactly the same on all 4 sides. So I'll just bring that out. I'll bring it a bit closer to the camera so you can see. But that is what you're going to be taking out. So you're taking out each corner that's got those 2 pieces on them. Now you could keep these and make tags. So I never like to throw anything away. So I'm going to carry on and do my other 3 corners as well. So so Yvonne says she's not brave enough to craft with me, but she's making notes. Well, hopefully, Yvonne, if you printed off the PDF that I shared, and I will share it again, or you can go to my website and you can find it there, just print it off. Okay, you can watch the video back and then you'll be confident to do it with me. So, and the nice thing is I'm doing this in real time. I'm not doing cloak and mirrors. I'm doing all this in real time as well. So, and we've got Doreen. She's just said hello. It's hard for me to sort of try and, I'm crafting, but speaking to everybody. Oh, Yvonne said she couldn't find it. Right, I will see if my my husband's in the other room. He probably won't see it, but I will get him to try and share it. If you go to my Facebook group, or actually if you go to the video prior to this where I told you about this, there is the link at the bottom of the video on YouTube. But if you go to my Facebook group, Dawn's Inspirations, you'll see a post there telling you about this event, and also the link is on there. So you can just go to my website and download the PDF. I can't share it with you now because we're live, but I will do afterwards, Yvonne. I will put that as your comment, a reply to your comment. So you've now got a shape that is looking just like that. Okay. So that's the shape you've now got. We're going to put this one to one side, and you're going to take your second piece of 12 by 12 cardstock when I can pick it up, because you only need 2 sheets for this project, which is fabulous. So you're going to take your second piece, and to start with, you're going to cut 2 strips that are 4 inches by 12 inches. So that's one. And I'm going to cut the second one, which is 2. And then while we've got the trimmer out, we'll take the last bit and we're going to cut this at 6 3/4 inches by 4. Well, we know it's 4 inches. So we just go in at 6 3/4. There we go. And then you've got that spare. Okay, so bring the scoreboard back up. And if you've printed off your PDF, you'll see from that with the 2 strips that are 12 inches by 4 inches, excuse me, you're going to score on the long side. Now, when I talk about long side and short side scoring, if you look at this piece of card, this is your long side. So when I talk about long side scoring, you're going to put that in the top of your scoreboard, and that is where you're going to score down. If I was talking about short side, you would have it that way round, because this is the shorter side of your card, and then you would score down. So lots of you that already know me know that's how I work and my terminology, but I know we always get new crafters joining in, so I just wanted to explain that to you. So on your 12 inch by 4 inch, you're going to go on the long side and you're going to score this at 6 inches. And you're going to do that on both of those. Okay, so that's those 2 done. Now, while we've got the scoreboard out, on the last piece, that is 6 3/4 by 4 inches, this time you're going to score on the short side. So that's the short side. You're going to score this on the short side at 1/2 inch. Okay, so that's all our scoring done. That's all our cutting done. So let's just burnish these last few bits over. So just take your time with your burnishing with these. Okay, so that's all that done. And then what I will do is let's do the corner rounder in now while we're on this. So your little piece that looks like this with the 1/2 inch score there, you're going to corner round these two edges. Okay, so it's going to look like that. And then on these two, you're just going to score one end. Okay, so we're going to do one of those. And one there. Okay, so you've got those 3 pieces. So we've got corner rounders on these two. Now I've said corner rounders, you might have really fancy decorative corner punches and things you want to use, and by all means please go ahead and use them. This is where I want you to use what you've got at home. This is the nice thing about these quick projects. I mean, really, this goes down with one of those ones that you can do a project in an hour, definitely. So that's those two done, and that one. And then we'll bring in the main project as well now. And I'm going to corner around to the 2 big ones. Just to make it sort of look nice as it comes together. Okay, and I'm actually going to corner around to the short ones as well, because these are going to become little pockets. So we'll do that on there as well. So you've got that then looking like that. I don't know where the sun's coming from. I don't think it's going to make any difference if I move my board. Let me try and move the board without you seeing. Oh, that works a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. I shouldn't be blocking the sun out, but never mind. We're fine. So you've got that part and your other part. So now let's start sticking this together. Now we're going to work on these side pieces. So you're going to take your glue. I'm using my EVA with the fine nozzle bottles. And many of you that know me know you can pick these up from Pink Frog. Now it came out a little bit quick then, and this is a question I did get asked actually this week about their glue, and sometimes the temperature can affect the glue. And I don't know about you, that I have found while it's warm, even though this isn't in direct sunlight in my craft room, the glue seems runnier, but it isn't. There's no change at all. I'm nearly to the bottom of my bottle. Okay, so it's nothing to do with that. It's just doing what it does, but it's fine. Okay, so that's the first part. You'll then see I've just done 3 sides. So I haven't gone on the gusset there. Okay, I've just done 3 sides. You're going to take a piece of your long piece and you're going to butt it up to the score line, but don't go over the score line. So you're going to butt that on there, and I've just knocked my glue over and just burnish that down. I have got some glue come out because too much came out, I know. Let's just fold that over. So that is then going to create an extra little pocket. So, and then we're going to do exactly the same on that one. So I'm going to turn this round purely because I'm right-handed and I find it easier to work that way round. So again, we're going to do 3 lines. Get your long piece of card. That was your 12 by 4. And again, you're going to butt up to that score line. And give that a little burnish down. Oh. Didn't burnish that down very well, did you, Dawn? There we go. See, real time. It's like being when we're doing it on the telly. These things happen. Let's press a bit firmer. So we'll turn that round and again give that a burnish on the other side. So you've got that pocket there again. Now, I'm working on the inside now. I've got, this is where, if I put these in, you can see I've got the 2 pockets. So this is now the inside of the project. Okay, so I'm going to keep it on the inside. And we're going to take our final piece. And this is going to join here down the bottom. Okay, we're going to bring it in down here. That doesn't seem the right length to me. Let me just double check. That doesn't seem the right, oh, it is the right length. Yes, it is. Why didn't that seem the right length? Anyway, it is. So we're going to glue that again. Now you've got that other gusset going along here. I don't want you to stick it right up to the gusset, okay? I want it to come down a little bit. Just a little bit. So we're going to put glue on this hinge. Now I could have mitered my corners, I didn't, but I could have done. But I'm not going to go back and do that now. So you're going to join this just down there. Sorry if you can see my head. And again, go in and give that a good burnish. Okay. And then we flatten that all the way down as well. And I'm going to take these out. So what happens is these fold in. That comes up. And that will come round. So that is the start of your brag wallet. So we've done that in no time at all, really. So we're going to start decorating this now. Now, before you decorate, this is where you need to make a decision whether you're going to add magnets or whether you're going to add ribbon. If you want to do a ribbon closure, get a pencil, excuse me. You're going to go on the back of your project. So if I open up the back here, and if I put ribbon, that's where you're going to attach your ribbon. So you're just going to put tape on there and there. And you just put ribbon on that piece. Okay. Now, if you want to attach magnets, you're going to attach them here. And then obviously, depending on how far it comes down, roughly here. So if I open it out on the back again, one is going to go here, but the other one is going to go on the inside. So I'm going to do magnets. So let's attach our magnets now. So I was having a look and seeing if I've got any big wide tape, but I can't find mine. So I'm going to go in with my red line tape. Okay. So I'm going to start with the one at the top, because then this will determine where the one at the bottom is going to go, if that makes sense. If there's any questions, please, I know some of you are crafting with me, so you can't always type at the same time. So I'm going to put my first magnet here. So this is the inside. So I'm going to bring it down just a bit, actually. So I'm going to just put my bone fold around there. So I've just gone on with some red line tape. I will take the back in anyway. So we'll stick that down in there. Then we're going to take another magnet. I'm going to take the magnet and it's going to attach itself. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to find, it will find its north or south pole and attach itself. If you take another piece of your tape, pick that magnet up, pop it onto there. Okay. And then fold your project up nice and neatly. Okay, make sure you've got it all square. And then just press around the magnet area with your fingers. And then if you go underneath here, you'll see that the other magnet attaches very nicely. And that is the easiest way to attach your magnets. And just by pressing on your red line tape, that's just pushing that glue into the fibres of your card. So that is now attached got our lovely magnet closure. Now the next thing we're going to do is our pattern papers. Now I did say to you on the post I put up yesterday, if you wanted to go ahead and print off or cut your pattern papers, please do so, because it will help you. It's a lot easier, a lot quicker. All right, so that is what I have done. So, because as you know, and I know, picking your pattern papers is going to be the bit that takes you the longest. And it will. So, now you may have seen from the PDF that I have put for you to print off, that I put outside the wallet and inside the wallet. So let's start off with the outside of the wallet. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to open these out and I'm going to flip it over, because this is the outside of our wallet. Okay. So that's the outside. So if you were attaching your ribbon, it would go there. We've gone for magnets, it's going there. So I'll cut my papers accordingly. Now check which one is your top, just to make sure you've got your papers. And I have corner rounded here as well. So just double checking I've got everything round the right way. So actually I'm going to just fold these in, because even I like to double check myself. So I'm going to fold it in again, and I'm going to give you another little top tip. So where's my pencil? So this is the bottom. So we know your papers for the bottom need to go that way, and we know your papers for the top need to go that way. Okay, that is the direction. All right, so now let's open it out again. So we're on the outside. So I've got my directional piece. This looks like it's upside down, but I'm in the correct place for things to be. So then we can go in and start sticking these down. Now, if I had cut all my papers live while doing this, as you know, it might have taken me a little bit longer, because picking your papers is the bit that takes the longest. Okay, so that's why I cut my papers ahead of time. But you know, with the YouTube video, you can come back and watch it as many times as you like, as often as you like, no problem at all. And when we finish this live, I will put the links as well to the description, and where you can get the PDF again from my website. I'll give you the link on that. So glue on that one. Let's take the red line tape off. Now you will also notice how much glue I'm actually using, because this EVA glue is really good. It's a quick grab, which is fabulous. Okay, so I don't have to be concerned at all. Right, that's the bottom. So I'm just popping my... So I've already gone round and inked all my papers as well. Haven't I been good? So let's slide that along over there so you can see what I'm doing. So let's get these two on. Now, if you don't have a corner round and you don't want to corner around the parts, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to at all. It's just if you've got one or a decorative punch, it just makes it look nice, just finishes it off. These papers are gorgeous, yes. Now, these papers are, I will share with you where I got them from. These are 8x8 papers, and by doing 8x8 papers, I did put in the supplies you would need. That by doing 8x8 papers, you will need approximately 8 sheets. Okay, so that sort of gave you an indication of where you were going. I should have worked it out in 12x12, but I used 8x8. So the papers I've used, I'll just stick these last two on, and then when we flip over, I will share with you. Okay, so this is all still what I call the outside of the wallet. Okay, so there we go. So that's all the outside done. So let's flip this over, because then we're going to work on the inside, and I'll share with you the paper collection I've used. So this is Studio Light, and this is the best of Janine's Mindful Art collection. These are big pads. This is, I think these came from, yeah, this came from pad 2. She does pad 1, pad 2, and I think there's a pad 3 out now. But this is great. This is 8x8. You've got 50 sheets of pattern paper, and then at the back of this collection, you've got all these little die cuts as well. And also with this collection, you have all these toppers as well. I just bought mine online. Okay, so I didn't get anywhere special, but that's the papers that I've used. But any papers will work equally well. It doesn't matter at all. You could actually do this with scraps you've got left from another project. So now let's work on the inside. So I've got my papers cut, so I'm just going to lay them out to start with, just so I know where I've got everything, because that one's smaller. This one is going to have to be a bit smaller as well. So I cut that card smaller than it should have been 7, and we did it at 6 3/4. So it doesn't matter, but I'll share with you in a minute on the instructions if you want to amend yours. That's going to go under there. So that piece goes on there. That needs to be the bit that's smaller, and that piece is going to go under there. So we're getting about right. So let's stick these first lots of pieces on. So I'm going to start at the top. So again, I'm going to take that red line tape off the top of the magnet. There we go. And then just stick that down. It is hard picking beautiful papers, but this wallet could be used for so many occasions. It's nice to do. I mean, they often used to get called grandma wallets, didn't they? Where you'd not grandma wallets, brag wallets that grandparents would use. And that's when I first started doing it, sending photos to my parents, because my mum would pop that in her handbag and take along to her classes and show all her friends, the grandchildren. So yes, and they just make lovely little gifts. Now, if you make to sell for charity stalls for your local charities and things, the other nice thing to do with this is Angel Policy make and knock your socks off. This is all about sharing, this is. And definitely, yeah, just make and sell. You're using very few supplies, which is fabulous, which is a win-win in my book. So, yeah, make and sell. Please do, because they're a great little project and very easy for people to put just sort of 6x4 photos in. So, yes, lengthwise for a lot of it, you might need to trim a little bit off, but people will see quite easily how you can add your 6x4 photos. Now for the middle piece here, I'm going to add a belly band. So let me just slide that up there. I've got some of the strips left from when I was cutting out my papers. So I'm going to join one on top of the other to start with. So by creating a belly band, it means you can add extra photo mats for people to what was I going to say, for people to slide down underneath, so you can take even more photographs. So this is the pattern paper that's going to go in the middle, and this is my belly band. This is too long, so not a problem. Get my scissors. I didn't cut this down because I wanted to share this with you because it's not in the instructions. So I'm just going to trim that end off there, and then to make it into a belly band, you're just going to put a little bit of glue on each end, and I like to put it about halfway in the middle. Okay, and then we can bring that in and attach that. So just right there in the middle. So then you've got, you know, I said you could make tags with these. See, they could slide behind there very easily. So there's always a way to use things up. So let me add the last few bits here, making sure I've got these the right way around, because I've got words on some bits and I don't want them upside down. That's it. So let's bring that one this way, so you can see what's going on. Yeah, you can see what's going on. Just checking the screen there. I don't go all the way to the edge with this glue, because with your fine nozzle, time it goes down and you burnish it over, it spreads the glue. So that's why you don't need to go right to the edge, because the glue only seeps out that way. So then just pushing it down, and then, you know, you can go with your bone folder. It just pushes the glue all the way around. This is the pocket piece. So this is going to slide just under here because we rounded those corners. So glue on here. I've not been calling out measurements because you've got them on your PDF. And if you're watching this after and you're thinking, what PDF? I will add the link after the live. Okay. But a nice, quick, super project to make. Perfect if you're here in the UK at the weekend as well, because it's a bank holiday, and guess what? Typical UK bank holiday, it's going to rain. So why not stay in the craft room or in your craft space and just make yourself some little brag wallets. So I like to cut my pattern papers, and that's what I've done for you, that they're 1/4 of an inch smaller, so you can see the cardstock around the edge, because I think it, you know, it's nice to see the cardstock. It's just nice, it frames it. It's like a matte and layer. So that's why I do it this way around. So just slide that under there a bit, making sure that's straight. pull it out a bit more before the glue dries. There we go. And the last one this end. So there we go. How quick was that? That's taken no time. I know I had my pattern papers cut, but that's not even an hour. So it just shows you. So it all folds in. Bring that up. Lovely magnetic closure. And there you go. That's as quick and easy as it is to make. Now, little finishing touches you can do. Let me bring in the original one that I've made here for you. So if we open this up, I want to start here in the middle. These are papers again from that same paper pad. You've got your little pockets here. Okay. All I've done here is I've got some of that beautiful pattern paper that was like cut apart elements, and I've cut it to make a little booklet to go in the pocket. So if I bring this one in, just so you know where these things are coming from. So let's take that sheet out, and let's just cut that down so we can use a couple of those. So we'll cut this one round this way, and we'll do that one round that way. But you could quite easily do this just with plain pattern paper. It doesn't have to be special like I've got here. You could just do this with plain pattern paper. And then I'll bring the scoreboard in and just give these a little score. There we go. But you can really go to town with your decoration now on these. This is the fun part, the decoration. So the basics has taken you no time at all to put together, which is fabulous. So thank you, Debbie. Debbie says it's such a fun project with so many tricks and tips and tricks. And hopefully I have inspired you. So Yvonne's saying, I think even I'll be able to make this. Yvonne, you will. You definitely will. Just watch it back. Go at a pace that suits you. You know, with YouTube videos, you can pause them. You can stop them. No problem at all. So if I bring in this one that I've just made with you, let's open this up. So who can believe that this project is 12 years old? So we can just pop that one in there. But these little pockets you could use for any additional photographs. So I just think it's nice in there because you could do some journaling, you could write a note to somebody, but ordinarily as well, you could trim these down and have these as extra little photo mats if you wish. You could stamp on these. You know, there's so many different things you can do. You haven't got hardly any waste with this project at all, which is fab. So you see, they could slot in there. They could easily slot here behind the belly band as well. And if I bring that, where was the last pieces of my pattern paper? If I just cut those two down, these can go. Oh, there's my corner rounder. I'm just corner roundering it so all the project sort of ties in together. It all comes together because it's all matching. Okay, I'll just popping that in. You could leave the pattern paper like that and stick a whole photograph on the back quite easily. Okay, so it just all folds in. That lovely magnet sound. You just got to love that magnet sound, haven't you? Oh, I just love it. I just love it. And then the other thing I did was I shared with you in the pad, I had all these cut apart bits in the back. If I walk you through this one, this is what I've done on here. I've just added some of these cut aparts to the front, and a little butterfly there, and then some other little elements here as well. They're just pop out die cut elements, but it just finishes it off by adding some extra little detail elements to it as well. So it just makes it a bit more individual. So on the belly band there, I've just popped a little flower. See, I've got 2 little photo mats behind there. Make sure your photo mats are no more than that 4 inches, okay, because otherwise it won't all fold in together. Just add some little booklets there and some more flowers. So that is my wallet style mini brag book. And if I bring in that original that's 12 years old, yes, it stood the test of time, but I know these are going to stand the test of time even more so because they've got a stronger cardstock to start with, and also I've used the acid and lignin free glue. Now I did say to you on your PDF, I just spotted a measurement which was wrong, and I am going to put it on here. Oh, let me get a pen. I'm going to do it in red so you can correct yours as well. So what I want you to do is, when I say from the leftover piece, cut a piece of 6 3/4 by 4, make it 7 inches by 4. And then your pattern papers will all be correct. That's all I want you to do, okay? But I will go in and amend the one for anybody else printing it off, okay? So if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I hope you already have. If you haven't already subscribed, please press subscribe. And if you haven't joined my Facebook group, please do. I'm just going to whiz the camera back round so I can see you. She says, there we go. Is it coming round? There we are. I've got a blank screen in front of me, but hopefully you can see it all right. Is it not coming up okay? Oh, what's my camera done? First time YouTube. Oh, I'm going to leave it there for a minute because my iPad's different. Right, let me read these last couple of messages. Where did I get my magnets? Now, I'm using Crafter's Companion magnets. I'm wondering if my screen on my phone has gone blank. So I'm wondering if it's not turned round. No, it's frozen. My iPad's delayed to my thing, so I don't know what you're seeing. Anyway, I've got a blank screen, so I'm going to keep carrying on. Right, I've used the Crafter's Companion craft magnets. Okay, you get a pack of 16, and these are a good size. I'm still only seeing that's not right. So let's turn it that way and see if that makes any difference. Oh, no. See, it was all going so well, and then it all went wrong. It's because I've got a blank screen on my phone, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all good. So, yes, I've used Crafter's Companion magnets, and I think now we're looking the other way again. Anyway, Crafter's Companion magnets. So, something had to go wrong, didn't it, with me doing it for the first live. I think the phone's ran the wrong way now. Let's just see. Who else? Someone else asked me a question. Where do you find the instructions? If you go onto my Dawn's Inspirations Facebook page, I've got a sneaking suspicion this is going to be round the wrong way in a minute. You will find the written instructions, okay? But from this video, I'll put the link as well. If you go to Dawn's Inspirations website, www.dawnsinspirations.com, and pop in wallet style mini brag book, the post will be there and the PDF's there. So just click on the PDF icon and you can print that off straight away. So you can print those off and keep them. You can download them to your device if you prefer to do it that way as well. So they are all there. I will put another link over on my Facebook page as well, Dawn's Inspirations. So if you haven't joined my Dawn's Inspirations Facebook page, please do. If you follow me, you'll find everything else that's going on, all the events, any lives that I'm doing, any TV work, anything like that, you'll find over on there as well. I think that's it. Apart from my phone screen going blank, I'm not sure why, but I think we did okay for our first YouTube live. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm going to have to flip the camera around now to turn this off. So this is going to be fun. But thank you all very much for joining me for my first craft with me. I think timing wise, wherever you are in the world, the timing is never going to suit everybody. Few of you have been in touch already saying that, you know, you're at work or you're busy doing something. It's not a problem. It's here on YouTube, so you can watch it as many times as you like, as often as you like, whenever you like. You can pause me, play it back. It's there. It's there. You're always going to find it. And I've made a playlist called Craft with Me. Okay, and my aim is to try and do another craft with me next Wednesday at 2 p.m. So keep an eye on my social media and I'll be sharing with you what we're going to be making. And also on social media, when I put a post up, if there's things you'd like to see me doing, you know, if you want to see scrapbooking, if you want to see another mini album, if you want to see anything particular techniques, just let me know. Because if you let me know, I can probably help you out. So I'm Dawn McPhee from Dawn's Inspirations. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon for this lovely hour of craft with me and for making our lovely mini brag style wallets from newbies to the oldies. So thanks again. I'm going to have to whip the camera around now to turn it off. But thank you all for tuning in and I will see you next week. Bye for now.